Good morning, children. In today's session, I'm going to take science for 7th standard. That is unit 4, lesson 4, atomic structure. So what's the lesson's name, children? Atomic structure. So those who have the book, you can take the book. That is page number 43. Now first they have given the introduction. We'll see the introduction, children. In the last chapter, we studied that anything around us is matter and it is made up of molecules. Okay, so anything which is around us is made up of matter, children, and matter is made up of molecules. So we have studied that. So matter is made up of molecules. Now the molecules are combination of atoms of different element or the same element. So molecules are the combination of atoms which has different molecules or they have the same element, different element or the same element they have. Like for example, table, chair, then book, blackboard, chalk. These, in short, we can say that you see around us are made up of atoms. So what and all we see around us are made up of atoms. Now what atoms? Atoms are made up of smallest particles. Atoms are the smallest particle. Atoms are the smallest particle. Okay, atoms are the smallest particle, children. Now they cannot be seen even through a microscope. They are very small that even we cannot see even through a microscope also. Then in this lesson now we are going to study about atomic theories, subatomic particles, atomic number, mass number and valency. Now we are going to learn about these things in this lesson. Now first we'll see about the atomic theories. Now before that we'll see once again we'll revise, children, that is matter is made up of molecules and molecules are the combination of what I said, atoms. They may have different element or they may have the same element also. And for examples I said table, chair, whatever is around us are made up of atoms. And atoms, what I said, atoms are the smallest particle and we cannot even see under the microscope also. That's we are very smallest particles here. And now we are going to see first about the atomic theories. Now what we are going to see first? Atomic theories. So first one is the atomic. Okay. Now an atom is 1,000 times smaller than the thickest human hair. So our hair, okay, it is 1,000 times smaller than the thickest human hair. Now it has an average of diameter. So average of diameter, that is 1 into 10 to the power of minus 9 meter. Okay, so this is 1 to the 10 to the power of minus 9, or otherwise you can say as 0.000000001 m. Okay, so average of its diameter is 1 into 10 to the power of minus 9, or else you can write, you can say this also. Okay, what's an average? That it has an average diameter of 1 into 10 to the power of minus 9 meter, or else you can say this also. Then to understand the size of an atom, so we have to see the size of an atom. So how will you understand the size? That is, now let us find what is the size of known things. So all the 4 pictures are given there. That is pencil, red blood cell, virus and the dust particle. So first pencil, if you take, it is 1 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meter. Then red blood cell, that is 1 into 10 to the power of minus 4. Then virus, 1 into 10 to the power of minus 6. And the last one, what did we see? Dust particle, that is 1 into 10 to the power of minus 7. Okay, so these are the, so we are going to find the size of an atom, that is pencil 1 into 10 to the power of minus 2, red blood cell 1 into 10 to the power of minus 4, virus 1 into 10 to the power of minus 6 and dust particle 1 into 10 to the power of minus 7. Now, you could imagine how small an atom will be. So, if you understand the size, you can able to imagine how small will be the atom. So, I have already said you cannot even see under the microscope. Just that the smallest particle. Okay. Now, many scientists have studied the structure of the atom and advanced their theories about it. The theories proposed by Dalton, Thomson and Rutherford. That is, these scientists have studied the structure of an atom. So these scientists, who are the scientists? Dalton, Thomson and Rutherford. So they have studied the structure of an atom. Now we'll see the first, Dalton's atomic theory. So they have given, see the picture here, children. So the atom is 1 into 10 to the power of minus 10 meter. Okay, that is atom. So atom 1 into 10 to the power of minus 10 meter. Now first we'll see the Dalton's atomic theory. So three scientists I said, Dalton, Thomson and Rutherford. So now first we are going to see the Dalton's atomic theory. So I think till here you understood, children. So first we'll see the Dalton's atomic theory. Okay, children. So John Dalton proposed an atomic theory in the year 1898. So year 1808. So he proposed a theory in the year 1808. Now he proposed that matter consists of very small particles which he named atoms. So that matter consists of small particles. So what name he have given? Particles which he named atoms. So he gave the names atom like this. Okay, that is matter which is consists of the very small particles. He gave the name as atoms. An atom is the smallest indivisible particle. Smallest indivisible means which cannot be divided. Divisible particle. So atom is a indivisible smallest particle. Okay. Then it is spherical in shape. What in shape? It is spherical in shape. Okay, children, it is spherical in shape. Then this theory does not propose anything about the positive and negative charge of an atom. So when he proposed the theory, he did say that the positive and the negative charge of an atom. So he does not propose about the positive and the negative charge. Okay, it does not propose positive and negative charge of an atom. So it does not propose the positive and negative charge of an atom. So hence it was not able to explain to many of the properties of substance. So it does not explain. So it does not propose about the positive and negative charge of an atom. So it didn't give more explanation about this. Okay, so this does not explain many of the properties. Okay, this theory. So first what happened, children? This was proposed in the year 1808. What theory? Dalton's atomic theory. As it was proposed in the year 1808. And he said that matter consists of a smaller particles, and he gave the name called atoms. So what name he gave? Atoms. And that atom is the smallest indivisible particle. Okay, it's the smallest, very smallest indivisible particle. And what shape it was to look at? It was spherical in shape. And last, what happened? It does not propose the positive and the negative charge of an atom. So the explanation was not clear. Okay, so this is the Dalton's atomic theory. Now, they have given, do you know, nanometer is the smallest unit to measure small lengths. To measure the small lengths, what they are using? Nanometer. And 1 nanometer is equal to 1 into the 10 to the power of minus 9 meters. So, 1 nanometer is how much, children? 1 into 10 to the power of minus 9 meter. Okay. It is used to measure the small lengths. It is used to measure small lengths. Okay, children, it is used to measure the small lengths. So nanometer is used to measure the small lengths. And what is 1 nanometer is equal to the 1 into 10 to the power of minus 9 meter. Okay, children. Now first we saw now about the Dalton's atomic theory. That is, it was proposed in the year 1808, and it consists of the smallest particles which he gave the name as atoms, and it's the smallest indivisible particle, and it is in what shape, children? Yes, spherical in shape, and it does not propose a positive and negative charge of an atom, so it was not explained properly. Okay, so next we went to the Thomson's theory. So next we are going to go to the Thomson's theory. Okay, children. Now in this Thomson's theory, in 1897, J.J. Thomson proposed a different theory. So he gave a different theory. He compared an atom to a watermelon. So watermelon everybody knows, okay? He compared, the watermelon. So he compared, so it was proposed in the year 1897, and he compared an atom to a watermelon. Compare an atom to a watermelon. So everybody like watermelon, right? So he compared it to an atom to a watermelon. That is, how does a watermelon look? When you cut the watermelon, you see red inside, and inside you see the seeds black. Okay, inside you have the seeds. So what is the color of the seeds? Black. So outside it's red, and inside the seeds you have. So his theory proposed that an atom has positively charged part like the red part of the watermelon, and in it are embedded like the seeds which have negatively charged particles. Okay, children? So see here this picture. So you have this. This is a Thomson's model. You have, this is like watermelon, it looks like. This is a red part, and the seeds which are this, and this is a positive charge, and the seeds which you see here, this is a negative charge electrons. Okay, so this is the Thomson's model. That is, it looks like a watermelon. So you have red part, that is positive, and the seeds which you have, that he is comparing an atom to a watermelon. Okay, so it is, as he compares it, that is outside is a positive charge, and the seeds which you see like that, you have the negative charge particles. Okay, children? So atom is positively charged, it's red part of the watermelon, and it embedded like the seeds which are negative charge particles, which is called as a electron. So positively charged, which is the red part of the watermelon, it looks like, and the negatively charged, which he called as electrons. Okay, children, which he called the negative charge as electrons. Then according to this theory, as the positive and negative charges are equal, here the positive as well as the negative charges are equal here. So the result was not found. Okay, the atom as a whole does not have any resultant charge. Okay, as a whole they could not show any result because both the positive and negative charge are equal. Okay, children, this theory shows that the positive and negative charges are equal. As a whole, that does not show any result. Okay, children. So Thomson's greatest contribution was to prove the existence of the negatively charged particles or electrons in an atom by experiment. Okay, what it said, it was the greatest contribution to prove. What did he prove? The existence of the negative charged particle, that is negative charged particles, nothing but the electrons, by experiment. That is, for this discovery he was awarded the Nobel Prize. What he was awarded? He was awarded Nobel Prize in 1906. Okay, children, in 1906. Then, although this theory explained why an atom is neutral, it is an incomplete theory. So it was an incomplete theory because it does not show any result, because the positive and negative charges were equal. So the result was not shown. So what, students? It was proposed in the year 1897, And what did he compare an atom? He compared an atom to a watermelon. That is a red part which is positively charged, and the seeds which are embedded is a negatively charged. Okay, he compared an atom to a watermelon. So I have drawn this one here. A model, that is, this is a positively charged particles and this is seeds like, so called as a negative charge, and this negative charge are called as a electrons. This negative charge are called as a electrons. Now here what happens is positive and the negative charges are equal, so that does not show any result and there was no change in the result. So it was an incomplete theory, and he awarded the Nobel Prize in 1906. Do you understand about this theory children? Thomson's model theory. Next we will go to the Rutherford's theory. So these two we saw. Now we are going to go to the Rutherford's theory. So it's the third one. So first we saw Dalton's atomic model. Next we saw the Thomson's model. Now we are going to see the Rutherford's theory. Now there was shortcoming in the Thomson's theory, so did not show any result. So now they are going to go the Rutherford's theory. Ernest Rutherford gave a better understanding. So Ernest Rutherford conducted an experiment now. So what did he conduct? He bombarded a very thin layer of gold with positively charged alpha rays. He bombarded the gold sheet with a positively charged alpha rays. Okay? So here what happened? So when he bombarded the thin layer of alpha rays, he found that most of these rays traveled to a great velocity. So the rays were traveling at a great velocity, passed through the thin gold sheet without encountering any obstacles. Any obstacles, without any disturbances, they passed with a great velocity through a thin gold sheet. So what happened? This alpha rays passed through a thin gold sheet without any obstacles, or we can say as disturbances also. A few are, however, turned back the sheet. So all the rays did not pass through the sheet. So only a small layer of alpha rays traveled with a great velocity, which is passed through the gold sheets, but few were turned back, that is came back from the sheet. And here Rutherford proposed his famous theory. So they are the fact that most alpha particles pass through the gold sheet means that the atom consists mainly of empty space. So when they pass, they consist mainly of empty space. Okay children, when these rays pass, we can find that they have mainly empty space. The part from which the positively charged particles turn back is positively charged because it is very small in size compared to the empty space, which is the rays which turn back were positively charged. Okay, the positively charged turned back is positively because it is very small in size. Small in size compared to the empty space. Okay children, compared to the empty space, because it was positively charged and this was small in size compared to the empty space. So what happens? So it turns back. Now from this inferences, Rutherford presented this theory of the structure of atom. For this theory, he was awarded the Nobel Prize for Chemistry. So he was awarded Nobel Prize for Chemistry. Okay children, he was given the Nobel Prize for Chemistry. So the nucleus at the center of an atom is positively charged. So if you see the picture here, there's a model here. This is a positively charged nucleus. This is negatively charged electrons. Already I said negatively charges electrons, and this is a empty space. We have mainly of empty space. Okay, this is the Rutherford's model which was proposed in the year 19 11 children. So here what happens? The nucleus at the center of the atom has positively charged nucleus, and the mass of the atom is concentrated to the nucleus. The mass of the atom is concentrated to the nucleus. The negatively charged electrons, which can see here, revolves, that is surrounds around the nucleus in specific orbit. So you can see the negatively charged electrons which revolves around the nucleus. Then in comparison with the size of an atom, the nucleus is very small. So when you compare it to the atom, what happens? The nucleus is very small. So now children, last we saw the Rutherford's model. And what he did, what experiment he did, he bombarded a thin layer of gold with the positively charged alpha rays. What happens? It travels with a great velocity, pass through a thin gold sheet without any disturbance. But some of the rays turned back. That is a positively charged nucleus. Yeah. The fact that most alpha pass through the gold sheet, that the atom consists of mainly of the empty space. When you see this picture here, mainly is full of the empty space. Then apart from the positively charged particles, turned back. Which turned back was a positively charged. Okay, the rays which turned back was positively charged, but it is very small in size compared to the empty space. It turns back, what happens? It was compared to it small in size to the empty space. Now, next is he was awarded Nobel Prize for Chemistry. Okay, children. Now till here we finished. That is Dalton's atomic theory. Then what did we saw? Thomson's model theory and Rutherford's theory. So with this theory, we have 3 theories we have finished, and in the next class we'll continue, okay, with the subatomic particles. Okay, children. Thank you.